into focus mode. Do not disturb. And then I am going to YouTube Live because I want to see if I'm actually live, and I believe that I am. Yes, I am. I don't even know how I look. Oh, God. Man, I look tired. Okay, let's go over here to TrendSpider. Actually, let's go. How is the pricing of TrendSpider now? Yeah. Okay. Guys, you got 3 days left to take advantage of 60% off. 3 days, 17 hours, 11 minutes, 27 seconds, $351 for the year, or $29.95 per month. $30 a month. God. And you do need to get my algorithm. You do need, remember, you'll get my algorithm, you'll get my scans, you'll get everything in this. The link is in the description. Use that link and I'll give it to you as long as I get the commission. Hit the thumbs up button. I'm the only one watching. Hung, I look tired. I think Hung, um, what was it? 4 or 5 days? 60 something hours um, of work. So, and I just don't sleep well in hotel rooms. So, okay, let's start doing some scans. I don't have notes. I'm going to freewheel this one. Let's do scans. Fed decision scans. Those are the things that I'm going to talk about. Okay, let's look at. We're going to go. I'm going to look at my brokerage holdings first. Yes, we'll go back there. I'm going to go back to brokerage holdings. This is the daily stock pick page. There we go. I don't have my glasses on either. Oh, man. Let's look. Scans are moving slow. Morning, Zephin. Yeah, but Hung, remember. We got to go over it. By the way, so bullish on Apple. I should take a picture. Got my iPhone where I'm going to record the podcast because the sound quality was horrible. I was overmodulated yesterday, and I can't use GarageBand. I got to figure out GarageBand with the new MacBook. But I got that, the iPhone where I'm going to record the podcast. Oh, look at this. DVN crossed up. Hold on. Let me go to strategy tester, main algorithm, run. Look at that, Devin. We're writing that down. Devin had a cross up. Energy's going to freaking suck, by the way. So as long as it's under 60, you should be buying Devin. Let's go back to scanner. We'll go back here. Brokerage holdings is done. We'll go core investments by. I need some water too. I judged a talent show last night. Well, I helped judge. I tabulated votes. Let's be honest. Core investments. Devin's the only one. Spider sectors. Let's see if a sector crossed up. No sector crossed up. Not owned. Okay, I got 75% on that. LSPD. That's Lightspeed, I think. Yeah. That's an ugly chart. I'm not going to do that. Let's look at. We're going to go down to the Dow Jones 30. I don't think anything crossed up, by the way, on most of these charts. I need to look at ARCs too. ARC holdings all. I'd be shocked if there were cross-ups on the ARC holdings. Vuzi, which sucks. Is that going to come back? I'm not going to bring that up. Here, I'll show you guys. Since you guys are watching, anybody that watches. Vuzi is a ARC holding that I've read a little bit about. Here, I'll show you. It's not making money, as most of the ARCs are. It's consumer electronics. Vuzix, the name of the company. I just call it Fuzi for the symbol. Designs, manufactures, and sells augmented reality. So, but you can see here it was in August at $10 a share. It's at $4 a share now. It's going to continue to go down. Just not worth it. It's not making money. You can read up on it if you want. It's a ARC holding. Dow 30, probably nothing. Nope. Let's look at the NASDAQ 100. There it is. And CEG. Constellation Net. We've gone over this one. This is a CEG. Here, I'll throw it. It's a secondary cross up. I'll bring it up again. We've seen this before. Oh, I got to go over Boyle. I'll go over Boyle. Let me start Active Trader Pro. Stop. I'll go over Active Trader Pro. Boyle on Active Trader Pro, I should say. Continue. No, I have to get my text messages. If you guys don't have two-factor authentication on everything that you do, you should. Don't ask me again on this device, and we're good. Delete. And I got to go back into Anchor. Here we go. Two-factor authentication is just so key. It's going to sound like a telephone call. Zephan. It happens to everybody, Zephan. That's why there's automated tools. They suck, but when you get busy, they help. I don't know what brokerage you have. Probably Robinhood, but I hope you don't have Robinhood, Zephan. You're smarter than that. I know that. I have to set up OBS because it never seems to remember Active Trader Pro. It seems to think that it's a black window. So let's go Active Trader Pro. And we'll go to Boyle. Oh, not POY. I'm going to make a lot of those errors today. Yeah. But see, here's Zephan. I'll give you, for instance, it's great to have Boyle. I tell you guys all the time, I don't trade Boyle for more than a day. I don't hold it. I think it's Joe or somebody holds it over the weekend, and it worked out. It worked out well for him, but if I get busy, I'm out of Boyle. I don't care if it's a 1% gain. I don't care if it's a 1% loss. If I get busy, I'm out of Boyle. I watch for most of the triple levered ETFs. I watch the charts when I'm doing it. Let's see. That's a 5-day, 5-minute. It's below there now. But boy, it's at 36. Why is this connecting over here? Hold on one second. I've got to check my connections. Because I should be connected over here. Why are these not connected? AirPods over here connected, okay. Probably should forget him over there, but oh well. Boyle's funky. Let's continue our. I'll add in my notes, Zephan. Boyle and SOXS. XOXS. I'm going to add those back in because we should be looking at this. CEG, yeah, we've seen it there before. Okay, NASDAQ 100. Let's look at the S&P 100 and then the energy sector. Energy is going to, by the way, I'm going to look, let me add REI back in. I'll add it back in. I think it's Cooper or somebody that's in REI. I forget who it is, but somebody that listens got into REI, and it's got like a double bottom. And TrendSpider messaged me yesterday. Those guys are great, by the way, to work with. I wouldn't steer you guys into a platform that's not. Yeah, it randomly. So it got better because it added my AirPods, I think. Or maybe the air conditioning shut off. Let's see. Energy. I don't like any of these energy names. MMLP is not bad, but it's got problems. Devon's your energy one. Nine. For all you Howard Stern fans, 9. HESM. Coterra. Look at all those gaps in Coterra. Okay. I'm going to head back to the strategy tester. And let me see Coterra. Coterra is an interesting one, to be honest with you. Is it going to be drawn up to that 200 day again? Let's see. CTRA. It just got downgraded. $26 price target. 27, 23. I think they're a natural gas company. Let me see. Oil and gas. The gaps have been filled. The recent gaps, I should say. What's their dividend? 10% dividend. Wow. I'm going to put this one in. CTRA. Interesting research. Okay. Okay, let me look at REI. So I don't get blindsided by, oh shit. It got you out with that. And Zephan, you've got TrendSpider, so you should know this. See, it got you out the candle afterwards. So it got you 273. I said, hey, there's a gap down here, which is a little dangerous, so be careful. It got you out the afternoon candle, and it continued to slide. And you've basically got these double bottoms right here. Here's what should look good to you. And this is the and again, I point to you guys, Hung and Zephan. I will tell both of you, never listen to somebody on the internet when you're investing your money. But that 235 is the 235 that we had right here. And it's kind of the same pattern. So if we follow that, you're in for a 30% gain afterwards. But it's not how the market works. It's ironic that you've got that doubling right here of 235 on the algorithm. pull it back a little bit. Let's take a look at a daily. See, it's funny. Look at that bottom. Look at the bottoms that it puts in. I mean, this is just, is this year? It's the last 2 years, really. Let me pull it back. This goes back to January 21. 68 cents. And you've been hugging that 200 day. And you're under the 200 day. Yeah, but that 235 is kind of... I'll look at it. I still like it. Let me see. REI. Doesn't have a dividend. 2.31 PE. You're 14% above your 52-week low. Let me see where it is on Active Trader Pro. Pre-market. It doesn't have a lot of pre-market value or trading. And remember, it's a micro cap. You trade 2 million shares a day. The Fidelity Equity Summary Score. Here, let me move over here. So up here in the quote window, there's an equity summary score from Fidelity, and it's 8.8 bullish. Interesting. But let me see. I won't go there. But it's interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to start the podcast. There's enough people watching. Let's look at SPY. Ironic SPY. So SPY's trading at $3.99. And let me do the podcast with this. Okay, AirPods are connected. We've got that. We've got this. Am I good? I should show you guys the outside. It's a nice hotel room. I tell you what, if you're in the Connecticut area, Mohegan Sun is nice. I mean, for a casino, there's nothing around here. It's all gambling. Okay, where are my notes? There are my notes. I'm gonna finally do I'm gonna eat some French toast this morning too. I'm gonna probably do about a half hour, I think. Okay, let's see. Record. I'm gonna test. Let me test this. I'm gonna test this just to see how it sounds. It, for some reason, connected my AirPods, so I want to see how it sounds. Just testing. Okay. And stop. Why won't it stop? Well, F you, douche. Why are you not stopping? Tools. I'm testing this to see how it sounds. Stop. And that's why I don't gamble, Hung. I gamble on stocks, not in the blackjack. Okay, hold on. It's fetching my preview. Oh, it sounds okay. Delete recording. Okay. I think the girls are getting up, by the way. I hear stirring in the hallway. If you didn't know, I'm at the Miss America pageant. I'm staying on the floor with the girls. Hey, what's up? Okay. Record. Good morning. It's Thursday, December 15th, and I'm still in the hotel in the Mohegan Sun, but I'm not working today, but I am driving back to New Jersey. So I have been out of it. Let's talk about the rate increase yesterday. I kind of said it. I thought even though the market had the rate increase priced in, it reacted poorly, and not because of anything it didn't know. It just reacted poorly. And that's been the last 2 or 3 rate cycles that we've seen, where even though the last 2 75 point rate increases were priced in, the market just reacted poorly. So up on my screen, I've got SPY. Where do we think we're going? Well, ironically, yesterday we had a cross up at 401.61. I don't think that's going to hold and we move up. I think you're coming back to this 200-day, which is 393. Remember, we're looking at SPY. This tracks the S&P. So to look at the overall market, we got to look at kind of the overall guidance here, and SPY is our overall guidance. So when you're below this 200-day, if you break 393, and it's likely you're trading at 399. In fact, let me look at SPY in the pre-market. SPY in the pre-market is at 395. So if you're looking at breaking the 200-day right around that 393 level, you then put into play these gaps that are down here between 377, 385. And there's this gap that hasn't been filled between 359 and 363. Those are the dangers of the market. If we are heading into a recession, those are levels that you've got to look at. So where do we go from here? Who knows? This is why you have a portion of your portfolio in a long term, because you shouldn't be looking at a daily level for a long term. You should be looking at good entry points for your long term. You use my algorithm for long term. You could use that. You could just use feel. You could just use whatever you think is appropriate for those long terms. But you don't want to look at those long terms and say, oh my God, we're going down to 393. I'm going to just ditch my entire portfolio. Because remember, I think I went over this a few months ago, but I think it was over the last 20 years. If you were just out of the market for 15 or 20 days, your return was something like 300 or 400% less than if you were in the whole time. So you want to identify your long-term portfolio. My particular one is Apple, and that's at 141 right now in pre-market. It's not doing well. I don't know if it will do well kind of going forward, but that's the horse that I've hitched my name on. You could put it into VOO, which is just an S&P 500 tracking from Vanguard that's super low cost. You could do whatever you think is appropriate. Whatever you think is right. So, but I'm just here to guide you from a daily perspective as to what's here. So I do think that we have most likely a recession coming. I think Jay Powell is right. I think you get to, I think he was asked what rate do they think they get to, and it should be somewhere around 5%. And then they pause. There's still sticky inflation. Make no bones about it. 7% inflation is not something that should be celebrated. And I saw an economist last night, or read an economist this morning, I'm not sure which, that said getting from 7 to 5 is going to be easy. Getting from 5 to 3 is going to be midterm hard. Getting from 5 to 2 is going to be extremely hard. So you're going to have increased volatility in this market, and that's why we trade a portion of our portfolio, is to try and accept some of that volatility and some of our 20% of cash that you have around that you can remember the 40-40-20. The 20% should be in trading. So 5.1. So here's the levels that we're at. And by the way, I'm just going off the top of my head because I've been so out of it, just working hard for the last few days, but I'll be back in it. Tomorrow I'll be doing it from my home in New Jersey, so I'll be a little bit more back into it next week. But let's take a look at some of the things that some of the folks wanted me to look at. Let's see. Corey still got, I'm going to go over those 4 when I have a little bit more time, Corey. It's SIGA, SIGAINMD, HBD, and BTU. BTU is the one that I actually heard of. It's an energy stock. I like it. I will take a look at it. Nick, I know I've got to look at Momo for you. You're up 36%. Fantastic. Got out. Great. And Jackie, I know you're probably listening. She's done great review for me. I really hope that I gave you a proper shout out, but if I didn't, consider this the proper shout out. And I know a lot of folks on YouTube have asked me about Ricky and Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan, and a lot of those folks that are on YouTube. Meet Kevin has a new ETF out. It's $PP, I think is what it is. The guy's a used car salesman, and let's be honest. He went online and went to CNBC and basically did a puff piece about how his life is great and how he's made $6 million in the last year off of YouTube and blah blah blah. So the one that I do want to look at, because I have put this one off, is for a listener from Instagram who asked me about ADP and what I think about ADP. And this is a processing payment platform. ADP is probably where you get your check from if you get a W-2 check. A lot of companies use ADP for their processing of paychecks, automatic pay. I mean, it's just a service that is kind of screaming for disruption, and I think there are a bunch of them. Here's what I think short term about ADP. Short term, you can see the algorithm got you out with an 11% gain. You bought in October 18th. I'm going to pull this volume shelf back a little bit, just because back there to where you made 15%. That's going to be a little bit better of a volume shelf for me to look at. It's above the 200-day, so there is this gap. This gap between 247 and 244 comes into play. From a short-term perspective, I would say be careful, because I think that's where we're going, because when you looked at SPY and you had those gaps down there, if you close below 393, I think you get down to the 200-day on this one too, because as an overall market, I think it drags you down. From a long-term perspective, let's take a look at more of a weekly, because I do know this listener was more long-term than short-term. You're up above your 9-day, so you still have confirmation on this current run. You're well above your 200-day. You're well above your 50-day. There is no reason to think that you should sell this. Paycheck processing is a service that every company needs, every company uses. There's no reason to do this. When we go and look at the fundamentals, it's probably expensive. The PE is 36. So the dividend 1.92. You're up year to date 5.47. As compared to SPY, which is down 15%, ADP, stay in it. I'd just stay in it. The most recent monkey upgrade from Bank of America goes from underperformed to neutral with a 223 price target, and you're trading at 260. There's no reason to think that this stock is headed downward. You are pushing up against your 52-week highs, which it recently hit 274. You're 5% below that. You're 35% above your 52-week low of 192. But when you clearly take a look at this weekly chart, it kind of tells me, don't worry about it. Hold on to it. ADP is processing. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Remember, we probably have layoffs coming up, and ADP is processing probably those layoffs. Don't know 100%, but I do think that that's coming. Let's talk about BOIL and KOLD. I think a lot of you may have bought into BOIL when I went to work, and I tell you guys constantly, do not get into this and tread lightly. It's a triple levered natural gas futures. The algorithm has you in at 38.83 right now, but it immediately got that button hook and you're trading down at 34. The algorithm has not gotten you out. And the reason is that MACD has not crossed down. My algorithm is based on a MACD. So that MACD not crossing down means that we're not out. Doesn't mean that we're not going down. You can see the pop up here in volume. Look at the volume levels that come up. You're at a high volume level. Well, what does that mean when the stock doesn't move, but you're at a high volume level? Probably means that it's just kind of in a trading range. And so you see down here at 25 and you see up here at 58, it's probably your recent trading range. So you're in for volatility as long as that volume continues on. KOLD, probably the same thing, I would think, because there's a lot of algorithmic trading that is just built on trading BOIL when it's on a run and then trading KOLD when BOIL kind of falls. So KOLD has you out with a 2% gain, which is ironic because look at this move in KOLD from 1296 on November 30th all the way up to 22 here. But the algorithm, because of the moving averages and because this is a 4-hour chart, again, this one moves quicker than my algorithm can really respond to. And that's why you see some of these things. The algorithm, over time, remember, these are decaying assets. And so the algorithm's not great at getting you in and out of these things. But it's a good guide because what you do is you use the 4-hour chart and you go over to a little quicker of a chart. And let's go over to Active Trader Pro. I'm going to move YouTube over to Active Trader Pro, and we'll go over to BOIL over here. BOIL over here, you can see this is a 2-day, 5-minute chart. Yesterday, it had no confirmation. It started to get it midday. It had it at open, and it traded all the way up to 38, but then it immediately lost it. And again, each candle is 5 minutes. So you're down here. And you can just continue down. This confirmation right here, you could have bought in and sold out pretty quickly on that one because you lost it right here. And once it touches that 9-day and gets under there, you don't want to get back in until you have a certified run. You kind of have a little bit of a run here, but you can see the Bollinger Bands were just sinking and it was going to go somewhere. And just based on this trend going down, whenever those Bollinger Bands sink, this was the anti-trade here, but it's just coming back to where it was. I would say that BOIL is probably, I think KOLD is more your play, just because I think that natural gas futures are just, I think they're going down. So I think KOLD is your play. That would be my guess. Let's take a look at SOXL and SOXS. We'll go back to TrendSpider on this one because I think there were a lot of people in this one when I went on vacation too. SOXL has a buy-in here at 1355 on the algorithm. It just got you out with a 23% gain. It is clearly using that 200-day as resistance right now. I would not buy into this one, even though the algorithm says to buy into this one. I would wait until we close above that 200-day and you see clear confirmation that that's where we're going. Again, remember, we looked at SPY and we looked at the overall long term of SPY and the short term of SPY. The belief is that you're going down that gap. SOXL is the long-term triple levered semiconductor play that we talked about. I would expect this to move down with the market. The RSI is at 53. I would expect that to get down to 20. So when you're looking at these things, you've got to look at the overall market, then you look at your actual stock, then you look at just the chart patterns. And I think this one's moving down. Even though the algorithm gets us in at 1355, remember, the algorithm loses you 48% on this. If you bought and held 1,000 candles ago, which is about 500 trading days, you lost 54%. Your average win is 18.97%. There are 34 positions and you win 32% of the time. It's as simple as that. The algorithm just kind of guides you, but you make the call. And in my belief, I think you're within this trading range, and I think it's clear we're using a 200-day as a resistance level. So I would expect this gap down here between 9 and 10 to most likely get filled at some point in time soon. Just because of the overall market. Now, when we look at SOXS, you can clearly see that there's a gap up here. But since it kind of trades towards the 200-day,
I wouldn't necessarily expect this one to get filled, even though I think that fill on the SOXL will happen. If the fill on the SOXL happens, the fill on this one will happen too. It just looks like it's going to move slower. You can see the trading range in here is clear. We're below that 200-day. We lost all the support of the 200-day right here. This is just an inverse ETF. The average win on this one is 20%. You lose 33% on the algorithm on SOXL versus losing 83% if you just bought and held. 34 positions, 26% wins, average of 20% win. I think you could take a look at it, and I do think 31.26 on this one. When you get above that 9-day at about $30, I would say, I think you're looking fairly good, because remember, this is a bear short. So with the SPY going down, with semiconductors trading down, with all of that in the mix, this one should go up. That would be my guess. If I had to gamble on this one, I'm in a casino. If I had to gamble, that would be where I was at. Some folks, I think there's a couple of folks in REI based on my recommendation from the last time. I told you to have a tight stop loss because of that gap down there. Some people did not. But that 273, I think, is probably still in play. It hasn't taken off. But what I was showing on YouTube prior to this is, it's so ironic because charts tend to react in the same way. Look at the 235 here, September 29th. This got you out with a 35% gain. Ironically, it's the same price here, 235. The RSI is at, let's move this over a little bit, 34. What was it here? 39. So you're a little bit more oversold over here than you are in previous days. But if we're heading into a recession, take a look at REI on the on Finviz. When you look at REI, their PE is 2. The most recent August downgrade, buy to neutral, but it's a $7.50 price target. Take a look at the November 11th note on there. I think I read it when we were looking at it. It's an interesting play, but again, have tight stop losses on these, because oil and gas, they can go bankrupt in a heartbeat. Let's take a look at some scans, because I want to show you some scans. Yesterday's scans probably crapped out, to be honest, with the way the market reacted. They looked great, and most of the scans that I gave you yesterday, we looked at PXD, we looked at Viper Energy, we looked at Marathon Oil, we looked at ConocoPhillips, we looked at Chevron, we looked at VOO, had a cross up, MPLX, Qualcomm, Simon, Costco. Those are ones you can hold on to. I mean, let's look at Costco real quick before I go into Devon, which crossed up. Look at Costco. It's at 43. The buy-in was at 488. If you shrink it down to daily, let's go over to Active Trader Pro and look at, did we have confirmation? Again, don't listen to a guy on the internet. You want to go and do your own thing. And when you buy, you want to make sure that you're buying around catalysts. And yesterday's Fed meeting was a catalyst. And so what should we have done? Wait until 2:30. Because look at the run-up. This is 130 right here. And boy, they came with the 50-point rate increase, and that was what the markets expected. And look at Costco. You went from 489 to 491. Not a huge move. But look at when Powell started speaking. You came all the way down here, and your low was 481. That probably should have been a close floor. Right now you're trading at 480 is the bid. Doesn't have a whole lot of pre-market value, but your 10-day volume is 3.2 million. Your 90-day volume is 2.2 million. So the volume's there to try and get it up. And if we look at the past Fed, I think it was 2 or 3 days of downward pressure, and then you had a recovery. So I'd use that as your guide. But again, Costco is a great one. Let's look at Simon Property Group. Simon Property Group, another one. You can clearly see right at 2 o'clock these things started to move downward. Bollinger Bands are wide open. Again, it doesn't have a lot of pre-market value, but it's trading at 118. If I go back to, let's go back to TrendSpider so that I can look at Simon Property Group. Simon Property Group, because the charts are all going to look the same. Look at the ascending triangle. You have a 120 price target. You're only trading at 119. That triangle is going to get thinner and thinner until it breaks. It's breaking on the top part of it. So my guess is that we're looking at more of an upside long term than we are downside short term. So if you pull this one back here, look at the shelf. You're building this shelf up there. If we lose that, 110 is probably your way down. So Qualcomm, we can look at Qualcomm. Probably the same kind of chart. Yeah, 124 is your buy-in. You're trading at 121. Now, one that I did bring up, but kind of lost everything, and it was with the announcement yesterday, just the Fed announcement, because most everything that is high speculation gets killed. Roblox, we had this buy-in at $31.50. Pre-market, we're down 8% at $30.45. So you've lost it. If you haven't gotten out of Roblox when you hit 34 and took your 10% gain on this one from 31.50, I'd probably look at getting out, because there's more downside available. Specifically, look at the SPY and things like that. So let's go to the scans today. Again, that's overall a good guide when you're trading. This is not investing, this is trading. The investing, you should find your entry points again that you like. Look at Google, it's down at 93. Let's see, let's go to GOOG. Look at that, you're out with an 8% gain, but you've got this gap down here between 88 and 91. I kind of think that's where you're going. I think you're going to fill that gap. Let's talk about Tesla. Elon sold a shit ton of stocks. It's got no confirmation whatsoever. I told you, be careful of that 185 price. Look, it got you out with a 5% loss. You could have gotten a little gain, not much. Probably wasn't worth it. But when we look at the daily, and I show you the daily, remember, we've got this 130 gap way back here. I think it's on the daily. Is it on the daily? Yeah. When you look at the daily, look at that gap. It hasn't been filled. 139 to 145. You've got a gap even further down here. If we get to that gap at 82 to 86, that would be just a huge loss in this S&P 500 stock. Remember, they're in the S&P 500. The PE is 48, so it is expensive. Year to date, down 55%. And Elon is selling at this point. I mean, he's just doing it to fund his Twitter acquisition, but he's selling at this point. So I know I brought that one up because one of the listeners was in a car crash and said, sent me a nice message. And kudos, he said, I'm buying another Tesla. He was in a car crash, and he said it's the safest car in the world. He survived without a scratch. A pretty severe car crash, too. Devon Energy had a cross up 61.90. Look at this gap, 61.63. This gap has been covered. I'd expect it to go up. I'd expect you to hit that 200-day at 67 at some point. Do I think that it could go back down to these 55 levels? Yeah. You just passed the ex-dividend date. So look at what it's done on the past ex-dividend dates. Kind of paid it, lost interest. Maybe that's where we're going. I continue to hold this one. I think my average purchase price is around 53. I don't mind. I haven't sold. I probably should have on this one in particular, taken some profits, but I haven't. I'm okay with it. There's another one that we talk about a lot that had a cross up, Constellation Energy Group. And I've talked about this one just because, it's a utility. I had them as a gas company. They're going to probably use this 200-day. The 200-day is probably going to come up to that $90 level. $90.88 was the buy-in. Your RSI is at 45. The MACD is a little bit low. I think you could be looking at a $100 stock in this one. If we look at CEG, I think is the Constellation. 52-week high is 97. So you're 7% below your 52-week high. I have no reason to think that it wouldn't go back up there. Year to date, this is up 116%. You got a 0.62% dividend. It's got a forward P of 19, price to sales of 1.3. It's expensive. The most recent Credit Suisse has a $98 price target on it. You're running right up against 52-week highs, but the $90.88, if you're coming down to the 200-day, it's 85. I don't know if it's coming down to that 200-day with that cross up kind of being low and the RSI being low. I think people will start piling into utilities. If we're heading into a recession, that's one. There's an interesting energy play, CTRA, Coterra Energy. This came up on the energy scan. And when I was looking at it, I was looking at it live on YouTube. Again, join me live on YouTube. If every morning when I do this, I record it. 2471 is the cross. And this is interesting because there's gaps all over the place on this one. So you've got this gap here at 25. You've got this gap here at 27. You're trading below the 200-day. But here's what caught my eye too. CRTA. Sorry, I can't type. Where is CTRA? My dyslexia. PE is 5, 10% dividend. And now you're 43% above your 52-week low. You're 30% below your 52-week high. Year-to-date performance up 40%. This is an interesting one with this chart because you're trading below that 200-day. So to get back to that 200-day, you have to go from 25 to about 2471 to about 28. Let's see where we are in pre-market. In pre-market, it's trading at 24. Your buy-in's at 2471. So you're just above that at 2460 is the ask. So you don't have any confirmation. Again, when I look at the 5-minute chart, I wouldn't buy it even here. I'd wait for it to go down even further. You have 11 million shares trading over 10 days, 8 million shares trading over 90 days. So you do have a short-term kind of volume spike. It's an interesting one. Dividend of 10%. Let's see. Is there next? It just passed its dividend next date. So paid out, slides down. You could get the recovery. That's why I brought this one up. So it's interesting. Do your research. I am sorry for the audio quality on yesterday's. Hopefully the audio quality is a little bit better on this one. And I hope it actually works. If not, I'm just posting to YouTube. I'm going to record the YouTube live and just throw it up on Anchor as a video. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you to all the supporters. Thank you to you guys who rate me. If you've made it this far, rate me on Spotify. Just hit 5 stars, because if you made it this far, you like what you're listening to. If you're on Apple Podcasts, go down, and I think you go down to some shows, and then you find my show in the library, and you just scroll down, and you should be able to write a review or just hit 5 stars. Either way, I think I only have 7 reviews on Apple for some reason. But 42% of you guys listen out there. So I know there's thousands of listeners out there that listen to it. Again, if you have any questions, remember the sale on TrendSpider. I kind of went over this. I've got a link in the description. The sale lasts for 3 more days, 16 hours, and 23 minutes. So you've got some time to pick that up. When you sign up for TrendSpider through my link, I get an email that you got signed up. I will provide you my my algorithm. I'll just give it to you. TrendSpider has said they will allow me to share it. Right now, it's a fairly manual setup. It's not too much. Probably take us all of 5-10 minutes. It's pretty easy if you get into the YouTube chat with us, or if you're in the private Facebook group. Anybody in there can confirm. It's a super simple process. I'm just working with TrendSpider to try and make it easier, but it's a fantastic tool. Even if you don't use my algorithm, there's so many more tools in TrendSpider. They've offered to have somebody come on with a group of us if you guys would like that too. So, okay, God, it moved over. I'll take care. My AirPods moved over to my iPad for some reason. Ugh, yuck. Okay, take care. Okay, that wasn't good. Did I lose? I don't think I lost everybody. Fetching your preview. My AirPods moved over to my freaking. Oh, God, that was ugly. Where are my settings? Settings. Bluetooth. No, where is the YouTube? There we go. How is this not? Oh, maybe my thing is done. I'm going to take these out. I'm stuck. Let's see if I'm still streaming. It says I'm still streaming. Oh, I guess I am. Huh. So what happened? Sorry about that. The technical confusion. And hopefully Anchor recorded this damn thing. But so what happened was my AirPods moved from my phone where I have the Anchor app to my iPad, which wasn't good. But I'm waiting for this thing to. For some reason, the whole thing kind of blew up a little bit. Fetching your preview. I think, yeah, you're on live, Cooper. Live from the Mohegan Sun, where the sun is rising over the mountains outside. I just recorded the podcast, Cooper, and I had to do it on my AirPods on the Anchor app because, like you and I chatted about a little bit, the audio quality yesterday sucked. I don't think I need your help, but if I do, I'll get it. Right now, the Anchor app is just trying to fetch my preview. And I hope it's thinking because I think it's uploading. I think it uploads. The Anchor app actually does some type of cloud thing where it actually uploads while you're recording. I hope it does. And I hope it's not just stuck. Because if it's stuck and I got to re-record this, you're not getting a podcast. This is just a YouTube Live. And I'm going to say go to YouTube Live and watch the charts or listen. Because we had technical difficulties. I miss my Blue Yeti. Yeah, I think it's the Wi-Fi here. I think it's the Wi-Fi. I'm hoping it's the Wi-Fi. Remember, I'm on hotel Wi-Fi while I'm doing this. So, oh, you son of a bitch. Library. It's December 15th. There we go. Unable to recover audio. Export audio. I'm going to move it over to my, let's see, sent downloads. And I guarantee you, this fucking thing. Get info. Son of a bitch. I do not think unable to recover audio. Unable to recover audio. Oh well. Ugh, and see now. I gotta see. Okay. I'm done. I gotta drive home. You guys on YouTube got the exclusive. So, I will tell people to go watch the YouTube live. Okay, I'm out. Damn it. God, that sucked. Okay, I'm going to try and record. Hold on one second. I'm going to try and record. I don't know why Anchor's app. Let's see. Let me connect Bluetooth, AirPods, connect. I'm going to turn off my Bluetooth here. And I should turn off my Bluetooth here. Or turn those off. I'm so over Connecticut. This is me angry, by the way. I don't get angry. Life is too short. Okay. Good morning. It is Thursday, December 15th, and I just recorded over 30 minutes, 57 minutes on YouTube Live. The podcast will be on YouTube Live today. If I can get the video file to upload, I will upload it here. But I will tell you very quickly. I went over some stocks, ADP. I went over for a listener from Instagram. I went over that. Went over the Fed decision. We went over SPY. I went over Boyle versus KOLD. I went over SOXL versus SOXS. I went over the energy play that I had from a few days ago, REI. I went over yesterday's scans, Costco, Simon Property Group, Qualcomm. I went over some of the energy plays like Viper and PXD and COP and Chevron. I also went over scans for today. DVN, CEG, CTRA, Coterra Energy, and Constellation Energy Group, or CEG and CTRA. I went over all that. I did about a 40-minute podcast, and then the Anchor app decided that it couldn't recover the audio. So I had some problems with the app a little bit before, so I should have known that. And YouTube Live is acting up. So if you want to see the charts, if you want to listen to it, go over to YouTube Live. My apologies. I am driving home today from Connecticut to New Jersey. Tomorrow will be significantly better. I promise. My apologies. I do think, by the way, overall, as the Fed, it was what we thought it was going to be. The past 3 times, it's done exactly that. It has crashed, even though we knew exactly what was coming. So it shouldn't be a shock to anybody. Some folks have said, hey, well, I was out of pocket working, like the rest of you probably are. They got stuck in some of these triple levered ETFs. Well, serves you right for listening to a guy on the internet. But again, those triple levered ETFs are not to be held over the weekend. Some folks got great, over the weekend. They had some really good gains. I went over Tesla too. I think Tesla is still hitting that 138 gap. Even though Elon crashed the stock by just selling it, I think you're still hitting that 138 gap. I don't think he's done selling. So If you have any questions, hit me up. The TrendSpider sale is going on for 3 more days. If you get TrendSpider, the link is in the description. Yeah, TrendSpider's great. I'll give you my algorithm. I'll give you access to all of the watch lists that you can have. It's $29 a month. Let me just make sure. You need the middle level, which is the elite. $29.25 per month, $351 for the year. It's 55% off. So if you want the advanced, you can get the advanced. I don't find any use in the advanced. I have the elite. Premium level, you can't do back testing on the premium. So my algorithm, which is based on back testing, you can't get. You can get the premium level. You can look at all the MACD cross ups. I think you can set alerts on that one. The 25 alerts, so you can track the actual prices. You can the MACD cross ups that I use for my algorithm. You can put in the alerts for that, so it gets you, and that's only $16.50 per month. But if you're gonna get it, get the $30 per month one. You can try it out before you use it. You can cancel at any time. I'm telling you, if you're not making $351 in trading per year, and this doesn't provide you the support, the comfort, and the necessary tools to actually make that, yeah, just buy an S&P fund. That would be my guess. But I am so sorry about the podcast. Again, it's on YouTube Live, and you'll find more benefit watching YouTube Live with all the charts. And then you'll probably decide, oh, I want TrendSpider. Because here's the thing. If you guys got caught in those triple levered ETFs, that just means you're not using my algorithm to try and determine which actual direction these ETFs are going and to try and trade them in the direction that they should. So hit me up on the socials. I will have much more tomorrow. I promise to go over all of that stuff again. My apologies again. Enjoy. And today, by the way, you should see a fairly big down day. I think at the end of the day, we wind up fairly big down. If we do see a rally, watch for the confirmation in the rally if you're trading. If you get the confirmation in the rally, buy into it. But I do think that based on the past Fed rate cycles that we've seen, you're in for a couple of days of down days, and then you're in for a recovery. And if you want to see the SPY chart, it's right at the beginning of the YouTube Live, so you can watch that. The SPY chart indicates that there's some gaps down that we're probably hitting if you hit below 393 today. Close below 393, I should say, on either the morning candle or the afternoon candle. If you have any questions, hit me up. Again, TrendSpider deal is on for 3 more days. Monday it goes up. So don't miss it like you may have missed the Black Friday sale. Okay, take care. Fetching your preview. Let's see if that worked. There we go. Should I add background music to it? Anybody still watching? Is anybody still there? It's glitching. I should add background music. Let's add background music. Yeah, I'm going to add this. We'll add that. Enhance. Good morning. It is Thursday, December 15th, and I just recorded over 30 minutes, 57 minutes on YouTube Live. The podcast will be on YouTube Live today. If I can get the video file to upload, I will upload it here. But I will tell you. Processing. Now the app works. Hey, Zephin. I think you might be the only one. YouTube bounced me out. I can tell you that. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. F you, YouTube. I'm going to run downstairs, grab some French toast. Come back upstairs, pack, and get out of here. Yeah, I can do it all on my phone, so I don't have to go anywhere on the... Oh, any questions from anybody? Hey, Chase. Good to see you. I'm glad there's more people here than just me. I should show you outside. I got a pretty nice view. Here, let me unhook the power. Let's see. Let's go to OBS. Nice space. You can see there's a lake and stuff. This is nice. So, God, and this, I tell you what, this MacBook, the new MacBook, here's why I'm bullish on Apple. I haven't charged this thing all week. It's at 77%. Yeah. Seven, I think you're right. Okay, let me publish. We're going to do... Let's see. A quick of before the crashed view 12/15/22. Okay, publishing. Okay. Moving you guys over to Active Trader Pro. Go to that Direxon. I put that in the list in the one description, Zephin, of the podcast maybe a week ago. Episodes. There we go. I'm gonna put in my notes. Okay, let's edit details. Before app crashed, I recorded everything on YouTube Live so you can see SPY and the entire S&P will go directionally based on the close today. Okay, and then we're going to go over to Anchor and I'm going to say, oh man, your podcast, boy, that sucked. The audio was horrible on this one. Technical problems. And we're going to do this. Sale on TrendSpider. I'm going to copy. Oh, let's do this. Copy. And we're going to paste this. Let's see. Charts of the cross-ups yesterday. Okay. And we'll update. Boy, that sucked. You know, I like to. I hate SQQQ. I've lost on SQQQ. Um, but you know what I would use, Zephin? Here, hold on. Here. I'm going to send this link in the chat. Where's my chat doc? Chat. Here. Look at those. The Google Bear, these don't have 3 times. Or they do. Treasury. Look at the 20-year Treasury. Look at TMF. Go and look at these in TrendSpider. See where they're directionally going. Look at the S&P, 3 times shares. SPXS, SPXL. I'd use that SPXS to short. This is a bear. You can look at the sectors. If we are heading into a recession and energy, you think we're going down there. These are the directional. Look at these. Bull and bear 2 times ETFs. Who wants 2 times? Get 3 times. So, there's a great list. Use those. I like them. Okay, and with that, my stomach's rumbling. I am going down to get some French toast. Thanks you guys for watching. Remember, TrendSpider sale. I can't tell you enough how great that one is. It's up in 3 days. So you're going to need to get on it. Get down on it. Bump, get down on it. It's a nice day out. And thankfully, I don't have to drive in snow. And by the way, Miss America pageant is only streaming tonight. So if you want to watch it, it's $50, I think. 30 or $50 on pageantslive.com. Or just watch the news. They'll tell you who wins. We're pulling for Miss Hawaii. Her family is a sweetheart. Everybody's families are sweethearts, but Miss Hawaii's family's caught my... They brought me water at the desk. They gave me a lei. Sweet. So, okay. I'm out. See you guys.